Hello, this is the Bible in fewer words. We are Carol and Steve Wells. This is episode 128, 2 Samuel, chapter 20. If you enjoy this podcast, or the Skeptic's Annotated Bible website, consider supporting us at patreon.com/BFW. And thanks to Martin Watkinson, who wrote and performs the music at the beginning and end of every episode. Hi, Steve.
Hi, Carol.
How are you today?
I'm doing fine.
Great. I see only one chapter today.
Yeah, it's kind of short, but there's a lot to talk about in there.
So it packs a punch.
I think so.
All right, let's move into that punch.
Okay.
There was a man named Sheba, a man of Belial, who blew a trumpet and said, "We don't want anything to do with David. Everyone in Israel should go home." So I have to stop you here. I have to stop me here.
Uh-huh.
Sheba? I thought it was the Queen of Sheba.
There is a Queen of Sheba, and she's going to show up pretty soon.
Okay.
In 1 Kings, I think.
But I guess now there's also a man of Sheba.
Yes, I don't think they're related. This man apparently is a man of Israel, and he's a man of Belial.
And remind me again what a man of Belial is.
It's like a son of...
Son of a bitch.
Yeah, it's like that. It's a... I think Belial is like a demon or a devil. Mm-hmm. So it's a bad guy. Yeah.
Not a compliment.
No. And he blew a trumpet, and he said... he pretty much just telling everybody in Israel to go home. And what I think he means by that is everyone in Israel should leave David. Right now we have Israel and Judah.
Uh-huh.
Kind of, David is the king of both.
Yeah.
He's saying it shouldn't be that way.
It was split before, and it should be split again.
Yeah, everybody in Israel should leave and go home.
And who should rule?
He doesn't say, but it sounds like I'm going to be the leader.
Uh-huh.
I think that's what he's saying, is that I'll be the leader of Israel, and David will be the leader of Judah.
Okay. So they're following him, like literally following him.
Yeah, and then the next verse says, so everyone in Israel left David and followed Sheba.
But the people of Judah stayed with David.
Yeah, so it's split again.
Uh-huh.
So big problem, boy. It all happened there in just 2 verses.
Yeah.
Okay, verse 3. When David returned to his house in Jerusalem, he punished his 10 concubines by refusing to have sex with them and forced them to keep house for the rest of their lives.
I bet they were really sad about that, not being able to have sex with David.
Yeah, the Bible says that he fed them, that he wouldn't have sex with them. And they were like in prison. They're going to keep his house like his slaves, his 10 little slaves there.
Uh-huh.
And they would be, the Bible says, living in widowhood. It's like their husbands had died.
Uh-huh. If I were a concubine that was told I'm confined to this area,
Uh-huh.
I would just say, I'm confined to this area. I can't go to the rest of the castle and clean your toilets. But I guess you don't say no to David.
Oh, no. I know. They were lucky they got off this easy. I mean, it's not easy, of course. Their lives are ruined, right?
Yes. And they were raped.
But according to the Bible, you remember remember that there were 2 kinds of rape in the Bible, right?
Yes. Number 1, city rape, and number 2, country rape.
Right. In city rape, a woman was kind of presumed guilty if she was raped.
In the city.
In the city, because she was in a city.
Uh-huh.
She could have cried out. If she had have cried out, she wouldn't have been raped. And so therefore, if you're raped in the city, you're guilty.
Okay.
The woman is guilty.
I don't believe that second premise there, that if you had have cried out, you wouldn't have been raped.
Well, that's the logic here. That's the logic of the rule. She's going to be stoned to death. The woman.
If she's raped in the city.
If she's raped in the city, because she didn't cry out loud enough. The assumption is, I think I agree with you, it's a false assumption.
Yes.
You could definitely cry out and nobody would hear or do anything if they did hear, right?
Yeah.
But the assumption here is if she had cried out, someone would have come to her, pulled the guy off of her, and she wouldn't have been raped.
Uh-huh. Sure.
Uh-huh.
If she had have cried out, somebody might think, you know what? The king's windows are open and I'm just hearing him rape one of his concubines. Are you going to go to David and say, sorry, you can't rape her
I'm
because
sure
she's
that
in the
this
city?
screaming stuff happened all the time, right?
Yes, for all kinds of reasons.
For all kinds of reasons, and often because of rape. And everybody ignored it. Oh, well, Joe's just raping his wife again, right?
I guess she'll be dead tomorrow.
Or his whatever. He's
cousin, his sister.
Yeah.
Cheapers.
Anyway, according to the Bible, if you are in the city and you're raped,
it's your fault.
You're going to be stoned to death.
Yes.
Yeah. But if you're in the country, then the assumption here is that she would have cried out. Mm-hmm. But there was no one to hear her. So it's like if a tree falls in the forest.
Yes.
No one hears.
No one hears.
You don't stone to death the tree.
No. Good idea.
So you don't stone to death the woman. But this would clearly be city rape, right?
Yes.
It was not only city rape, it was public rape.
Viewed by everybody.
Viewed by everybody.
And none of them stopped her.
None of them stopped her. So
him.
it kind of proves that whole thing about the assumption of city rape wrong. Mm-hmm. Another thing that we need to think about here is, why did all this happen? Why were the concubines raped?
Well, I think that stems from David messing around with Bathsheba, killing Uriah, having a baby.
Right? All of that stuff. We don't really know which of them bothered God the most, but it was that whole affair with Bathsheba and the resulting baby that really upset God. And so one of the punishments that he gave him was that a neighbor, didn't say who, this was coming from his prophet Nathan, that a neighbor would have sex with his concubines in the sight of everyone in Israel.
How does that punish David?
Well, they're his property, right? And it also is embarrassment. It's embarrassing for a husband to have his concubines raped publicly. That's why, in fact, somebody who wants to become king would do it, to embarrass the king. He's taken over his harem as well. But this was God's punishment to David. That's, I think, important to understand. And that part of God's punishment was that not only was it going to be a neighbor, but it turned out
it was his
son.
Yeah.
So it's the most grotesque punishment. Of course, it's unjust.
And it's all manipulated and ordered by God.
And it's all because of this thing that he had with this affair with Bathsheba. The punishment definitely doesn't fit the crime here.
No. And the concubines really had nothing to do with that whole deal.
Absolutely nothing. Yeah, right.
Oh.
Anyway.
Yeah, that one makes me crazy.
There was that.
Okay.
In verse 3.
So now we're at verse 4. David said to Amasa, who I remember is one of David's guys.
Yeah, he's one of his captains.
But did he used to be on Absalom's side, Amasa?
Yes, he did. In fact, Amasa made him his captain instead of Joab.
Oh, yeah. And then Joab went back to David saying, hey, I'm back here with you.
I think so. And then after Absalom was killed, then I think Amasa came back to David, and now he's one of his captains again. I'm on your side again. Sorry about
Joab,
that.
Yeah. I'm really sorry about that.
So the relationship here must not be very good. It turns out, though, that Amasa is actually a close relative of David. He's his nephew.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and he's also the cousin of Joab. So it's all in the family.
Yes, it is.
Okay, so verse 4 says, David said to Amasa, gather the men of Judah and bring them to me within 3 days.
Well, good luck with that.
Yeah.
But after 3 days, Amasa hadn't brought the men of Judah. So he was not successful in doing that.
Yeah, you'd think it'd be pretty hard to do. I mean, he couldn't just send out a tweet or anything.
No. But he might have come back saying, hey, I need more time here.
Yeah, it sounds like he just kind of maybe ran off. Or anyway, he didn't get the job done. Mm-hmm. So in verse 6.
David said to Abishai, and who's Abishai?
Abishai is another one of David's guys.
Oh, a captain of some kind. All right. Sheba is even more of a threat to us than Absalom. Go get him. Don't let him escape. Oh, because Sheba's
a guy that's now kind of playing king of Israel, right?
That's right. He took all
Everybody
the people of Israel.
Yeah.
And said, follow me.
Yeah. So,
maybe he was a Pied Piper and they couldn't, stop from following him. He was playing a flute and everybody followed him.
Well, he did blow a trumpet.
Oh, he did blow a trumpet.
He did
well,
blow
there
a
we
trumpet.
go.
Yeah. Yeah, blowing a trumpet is a very significant thing in Israel. Okay, so where are we? Oh, yeah, all right.
So verse 7.
Abishai, Joab, and all of David's mighty men went to find Sheba. On their way, they found Amasa in Gibeon. Joab came up to him and grabbed him by the beard, as if to kiss him, and said, "How are you, my brother?"
Uh-huh. But instead of kissing him, he smote him in the fifth rib, and all of his bowels spilled out.
Yeah.
Okay, that fifth rib thing again.
Uh-huh.
He's just killing him, getting
Yeah.
his internal organs to be external organs.
Yeah, we have that debate whether the fifth rib is in
In the groin?
the groin or like up more like in the chest or heart.
Uh-huh.
Bowels, it kind of goes more like with groin, I suppose.
Yes, because if you were actually in the ribs, there are bones there and kind of holding things in place.
Yeah, I don't think going between ribs would be a very good idea, but under it. So maybe just under.
Oh,
under
okay,
there.
okay. Verse 12. And he wallowed in his own blood in the midst of the highway. After Amasa's body was removed from the highway, because he was causing some, obstruction of traffic or something, they went on to chase after Sheba. Oh, so they were originally on their way to go.
Yeah, this was a little distraction on the way. They ran into Amasa, had to take care of him.
Yeah.
When they came to the city of Abel, they besieged it and began to batter the wall.
They're like ramming.
Yeah.
Okay. Then a woman cried out, saying, "Why are you trying to destroy our city?"
Joab said, "I don't want to destroy it. I just want Sheba. Deliver him, and we'll leave your city alone."
The woman said, "Okay, we'll throw his head over the wall."
So they cut off Sheba's head and threw it over the wall.
Oh my goodness. So they found him,
Uh-huh.
cut off his head,
Yeah.
and threw it over the wall.
Yeah.
Okay, that man should wear like a mask or something if he knew that was in store for him.
Yeah, she's kind of a famous woman. She's called the wise woman of Abel in the
Oh.
Bible.
Then Joab blew his trumpet, and everyone went home. Home? Like, where's home?
To their house.
Okay, so now that Sheba's dead, is the kingdom united again?
Yeah.
Oh my
took care of that
gosh.
problem. Yeah.
How many times is the kingdom going to be divided and then united?
Oh, yeah. That happened. It's going to be a thing for a long time.
With the kings?
In the Book of Kings, yeah.
Oh.
And Chronicles.
Oh.
Yeah.
All right.
A lot to look forward to.
Yes. Well, this was kind of an interesting one.
We did this in more words, I think.
In more words. Well, we have to explain it. A little.
Yeah.
Who's this guy? Who's that guy?
Yeah.
Oh. All right. Thanks. And thanks for listening, listeners. Bye-bye.
Bye.